Hello, everyone. Your mind is like a battlefield. Are you fighting for peace or chaos? Every day, from the moment you wake up, a war begins, not a physical battle, but an invisible one, a war fought in the territory of your thoughts. It starts the second you open your eyes. Will you choose clarity, or will you allow the noise of the world to take over? For most people, chaos wins before they even realize a fight has begun. The moment they reach for their phones, they surrender control. The first text, the first email, the first notification, they pull you into someone else's demands, someone else's agenda. Before you've even taken a deep breath, your mind is no longer yours. And this is the problem. Chaos doesn't need permission. It sneaks in through the endless stream of distractions, the overthinking, the worries that replay like a broken record. It disguises itself as busyness, making you feel productive while keeping you mentally exhausted. It whispers doubts that sound like your own voice, convincing you that you are not enough, that you need more, that you must constantly chase after something just to feel at peace. But here's the truth. Peace is never found in the chase. Peace requires effort, requires discipline. It is not something that appears when life finally slows down. It is something you must create, even in the midst of the noise. It begins when you stop reacting to everything that pulls at your attention, when you choose which thoughts deserve your energy, when you recognize that just because something enters your mind doesn't mean it deserves to stay. If your mind is a battlefield, then you must decide how you fight. Will you let every distraction, every doubt, and every fear take control? Or will you stand your ground, choose what you focus on, and train yourself to think with clarity? Winning this battle isn't about eliminating all noise. It's about learning to control the volume. It's about filtering what you allow into your mind, learning when to engage and when to walk away. Most importantly, it's about understanding that peace isn't the absence of problems. It's the ability to remain calm in the middle of them. So the battle continues every day, every moment. The only question is, are you fighting for peace, or are you letting chaos win? What if I told you that peace isn't something you find, it's something you create? Most people spend their lives searching for peace as if it's a hidden treasure buried somewhere in the future. They tell themselves, I'll have peace when I get that promotion, when I make more money, when I finally have the perfect relationship. They believe peace is something that happens to them once the conditions are right. But what if that's the greatest lie we've been told? Peace isn't something you stumble upon. It's something you build moment by moment through the choices you make. It's not waiting for you in the next achievement, the next vacation, or the next phase of life. It exists only in the space you create right now. And here's the truth. Most people are too busy to create that space. They wake up and immediately fill their minds with noise. They rush from one task to another, their thoughts consumed by what's next, what's missing, what could go wrong. They think peace is somewhere ahead of them, but the reality is their minds are too cluttered to experience it, even if it were right in front of them. Creating peace requires intentionality. It means setting boundaries, not just with others, but with yourself. It means choosing not to engage in every argument, not to react to every distraction, and not to let negativity take root in your mind. It means learning to sit in silence without reaching for something to fill the void. Most people don't struggle to find peace because it's rare. They struggle because they never slow down long enough to cultivate it. Peace is not the absence of problems. It's the ability to remain steady in the middle of them. It's the ability to let go of what you can't control, to quiet the thoughts that don't serve you, and to be present where your feet are. If peace were something to be found, we would have discovered it in wealth, in success, in the endless chase for more. But the most successful people in the world still struggle with restlessness. Why? Because peace is not external. So stop waiting, stop searching for something that isn't lost. The peace you're looking for isn't out there somewhere, it's within you, waiting to be created. The greatest distractions in life are not outside of you, but within you. We often blame the world for our lack of focus. We say it's the notifications, the noise, the endless responsibilities pulling us in different directions. We convince ourselves that if only we could escape to a quieter place, we'd finally be able to concentrate, to think clearly, to find peace. But the truth is, even in complete silence, the mind can be the loudest place of all. Distractions are not just the phone buzzing beside you or the emails piling up in your inbox. They are the thoughts that invade your mind when you try to focus. They are the regrets from yesterday and the anxieties about tomorrow. They are the self-doubts whispering that you're not enough, the overthinking that keeps you stuck in cycles of hesitation. These are the distractions that truly steal your time, not the world outside, but the storm within. Think about it. How often do you catch yourself lost in thoughts about things that have already happened, things you cannot change? How many hours have you spent worrying about things that may never come to pass? The greatest thief of time is not what's happening around you, it's what's happening inside your own head. This is why people struggle to be present. Their bodies are in one place, but their minds are somewhere else, caught in a spiral of endless mental noise. You can be in the most peaceful environment, yet feel completely restless if your mind is filled with clutter. Peace isn't about eliminating external distractions, it's about mastering the internal ones. The solution isn't to run away from the world, but to train your mind to filter what deserves your attention. Not every thought needs to be entertained. Not every worry deserves your energy. The mind, when left unchecked, will create problems that don't exist, amplify fears that aren't real, and keep you distracted from what truly matters. So the question is not how to silence the world, but how to silence the unnecessary noise within yourself. True focus, true clarity, and true peace come from mastering your internal world. Because when you are in control of your thoughts, the distractions outside of you lose their power. If you don't take control of your thoughts, someone else will. Every day, from the moment you wake up, your mind is under siege. The world is filled with voices, advertisements telling you what to buy, social media shaping how you should think, and opinions flooding your mind, influencing your beliefs before you even realize it. If you are not intentional about guarding your thoughts, you will find yourself living according to someone else's agenda rather than your own. The truth is, thoughts are not neutral. They either work for you or against you. If you don't decide what to focus on, the world will decide for you. Society has mastered the art of capturing attention, feeding you fears, distractions, and desires that were never yours to begin with. The news thrives on negativity, social media profits from comparison, and entertainment is designed to keep you engaged, not enlightened. If you are not careful, you will spend your life consumed by things that do nothing to serve your purpose. Most people never question why they think the way they do. They never ask themselves if their beliefs are truly their own or if they were shaped by the noise around them. They let their emotions be dictated by what they see, their opinions shaped by what they hear, and their time stolen by distractions they never consciously chose. And this is how people lose control, not in a single moment, but through small daily compromises. But here's the good news. You have the power to take your mind back. It starts with awareness. It starts with questioning the thoughts that enter your mind, asking yourself, is this helping me or is it controlling me? It means setting boundaries, not just with people, but with the information you allow in, because whatever you feed your mind will shape your reality. Taking control of your thoughts isn't just about thinking positively, it's about thinking intentionally. It's about deciding what deserves your focus and refusing to be manipulated by distractions. It's about recognizing that your mind is the most valuable asset you own, and if you don't protect it, the world will use it for its own gain. So the choice is yours. Either you control your thoughts or someone else will. Your mind can be your greatest prison or your greatest freedom. The choice is yours. Most people don't realize they are prisoners, not behind physical bars, but trapped within their own minds. They live confined by fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs, never questioning the thoughts that shape their reality. They convince themselves that their circumstances define them, that their past limits their future, that their failures are permanent. But the truth is, the only thing truly holding them back is their own mind. A prison is not just a place, it is a mindset. When you tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, or this is just the way life is, you are reinforcing the walls of that prison. You lock yourself into patterns of thinking that keep you stuck, making choices that only confirm the limitations you've accepted. And the most dangerous part, you hold the key, yet you never use it. But just as the mind can imprison you, it can also set you free. Freedom begins the moment you decide to challenge the thoughts that limit you. It begins when you stop believing that your past defines you and start seeing it as a lesson. It begins when you stop waiting for permission to grow and realize that you've always had the power to change. True freedom is not about external circumstances. It's about mastering your inner world. No one can take control of your mind but you. No one can force you to think a certain way unless you allow it. The world will try to tell you who you are, what you're capable of, and how far you can go. But their opinions only become reality if you accept them. The difference between those who break free and those who remain stuck is a decision, the decision to take control of their thoughts. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It can work for you or against you. It can keep you locked in fear or push you toward limitless possibilities. Every day you have a choice to be a prisoner of your own thoughts or to take control and create the life you desire. The door is open. The only question is, will you walk through it? Before you can hear wisdom, you must silence the noise. In today's world, we are constantly surrounded by noise, both external and internal. The constant hum of activity, the barrage of notifications, the demands of others, the endless thoughts racing through your mind. It's overwhelming, and it drowns out the one thing you need most, clarity. In the midst of all this noise, it becomes almost impossible to hear anything of true value. You may hear words, but not wisdom. You may listen, but not learn. Wisdom doesn't shout for attention. It doesn't compete with the chaos of the world. Instead, it waits quietly, patiently, for those who are willing to listen. But how can you hear it if you're constantly distracted? How can you receive insight if your mind is always running, always reacting, always trying to catch up with the next thought, the next obligation, the next challenge? True wisdom comes when you silence the noise within. It's not about eliminating all the distractions around you. It's about learning to turn down the volume inside your head. The worries, the anxieties, the self-doubt, and the unnecessary chatter that crowd your thoughts must be quieted. You must create space for stillness, for reflection, for a moment where you can truly hear what's being said. This is why many people miss wisdom in their lives. They're too busy filling the silence with their own thoughts, their own judgments, their own opinions. They don't give themselves the time or space to listen deeply, to connect with the truth that lies beneath the surface of everyday noise. They miss the moments of insight because they're too wrapped up in their own mental clutter. The process of silencing the noise is not easy. It takes practice, patience, and a willingness to let go of the need to control everything. It requires the discipline to focus, to be present, and to trust that silence will bring the answers you need. Only when you allow yourself to become quiet, both inside and out, can you open the door to wisdom. So take a moment today to pause, turn down the noise, let go of the distractions, and create space to listen, because until you do, the wisdom you seek will always remain just out of reach. In conclusion, the power to shape our lives lies within us. Our minds can either trap us in a prison of distractions, doubts, and fears, or they can be the key to our greatest freedom. But this freedom requires us to take control of our thoughts, to silence the noise, and to create the space needed to hear wisdom. It's not about waiting for peace or success to come to us. It's about creating it ourselves. Intentionally, the world will always try to fill our minds with external chaos, but only by mastering our internal world can we truly find clarity and purpose. Remember, you hold the power to choose how you think, how you respond, and ultimately, how you live. Thank you for taking the time to listen, reflect, and commit to finding the peace and wisdom within. Thank you.